Hey guys, what's up? So I've been playing Witchcrafty on the PlayStation Vita, and I'm gonna go over some of the tips and glitches I've discovered along the way, which will hopefully help out you trailblazers that are playing this early release version of the game. This Vita release is currently at version 1.0, and I don't know if the devs are planning on doing any game updates. Now, I know initially it looked like we weren't supposed to be getting any updates beyond a certain point, but it seems Sony is now allowing some of those updates through anyway. Both Ultra Mission and Killer Dolls recently had game updates after the deadline. And boy, I would love an update to Project Sense on the Vita, but I kind of have a feeling the devs have probably happily moved on at this point. Anyway, let's start off with the glitches. Well, this one isn't exactly a glitch, but some people say that the writing is a little off, like maybe English wasn't their native language. I don't see anything wrong with this. Sometimes your character will get stuck walking in place. If you are lucky, you might be able to break out of it using a jump, but other times you will be forced to quit the game and reload your save. Fortunately, this only happened like 2 times ever during my entire playthrough. Probably the most frustrating glitch in the entire game was this invisible bat that I ran to, and I think it was chapter 1. This thing was driving me crazy yesterday. So I actually took a break, and then when I came back to the game today, the bat suddenly appears for me every time I get close to it now. Gee, that would have been really nice yesterday. The game also has problems remembering which items you've already collected. Sometimes they're visible when they should be hidden, or vice versa. When you respawn at your most recent save, the items you collected in your inventory will be reset to where you last saved. But the items on the ground that you picked up in the meantime will be gone from the game. To reset those items, you will need to quit out to the main menu and continue your game from there. Also, I ran into, or rather through, a few false walls. This didn't cause any problems for me though, just a little confusion. And now some tips to help you through the game after all of my trial and error. I hope this can help some of you. First of all, you should know that you can walk through most enemies when they aren't attacking. This is useful for the plants that spit at you, so you can attack them from behind instead. There are certain exceptions, of course, though, like the slime blobs that will damage you when you touch them, and the giant mushroom boss. Like I've mentioned before, exiting the game and selecting continue will reset the items. Now this can be useful if you want to farm for more gems, like say the ones you just picked up and then saved, reload, pick them up again. You can also do this with some of the health and magic upgrades. Just be aware it won't work with all health and magic upgrades, just some of them, and mainly it seemed like it worked best with some of the later levels. Your maximum health is 5 hearts. So I put our little health upgrade glitch to the test, saving, quitting, and grabbing another heart crystal over and over and over. It looks like, at least for now, 5 hearts is the maximum health. Now this one might be obvious, but these small flowers that you sometimes see on the ground will replenish 1 health. Certain exceptions occur when you've already picked up the flower and the game doesn't properly reset the flower item upon respawning at the checkpoint, so you won't actually be able to pick it up until you save and reload. Speaking of which, saving and reloading fully replenishes your health. So if you're ever at a save point with low health, simply save, quit, and continue. This one I didn't find out until later, but you can actually roll through enemies and their projectiles using the triangle button. I knew there was a roll, but I did not know that you could actually go through the enemies and their projectiles while rolling. This is very useful on the last boss. Sometimes you can attack creatures that are a step higher or lower than you, even when they can't hit you. And hey, every little trick helps out in this game. It can be tough sometimes. Also, practice when you're near save points. I circled these few rooms near the first gnome that you run into just to practice and learn the ins and outs. I would save and reload my save every once in a while to replenish my items, and this resulted in me earning enough gems to make a purchase or two. Try to get your first health upgrade as soon as possible. It makes a huge difference to go from 2 hits and you're dead to 3. Check your map occasionally to make sure you aren't skipping any rooms. You might just find out the room that you need to get to is located in what looks like a pit. Some chests are locked with elemental magic, so you'll need to use fire on the fire chest, electricity spell on the electric chest, and so on. These chests usually contain crystal hearts or crystal balls that will apply towards health and magic upgrades. Every 3 or 4 crystal hearts or balls that you collect will increase your maximum health or magic. And finally, my last tips for defeating the giant mushroom boss in this game. And yes, there is only one boss currently. When the mushroom boss runs at you, try to dash through him rather than jumping over him. There are spikes on the ceiling, and those will hurt you. When he is panting and tired, spam your attacks. Magic, sword, whatever you have, just be prepared to back off when he starts moving again. Occasionally, he will spawn a bunch of mushrooms on the ground. These will explode and damage you, but there will be one gap in the mushrooms where it'll be safe to stand. Unfortunately, I couldn't always make it to the gap in time, so you may need to rely on a bit of luck here. If you have enough health and remember to dash through him, you really shouldn't have any problems. There is a save point right before the boss, so you can try as many times as you need. Overall, it was pretty fun, a little challenging, especially before getting any health upgrades, and it is a bit short. But there is a really nice thank you message for the Vita community if you make it to the end of the game, and it does have a platinum trophy. All of the trophies are obtainable despite some glitches. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you later.